Hey, what's up guys, it's Marv and welcome back to another Asphalt 9 video, and this is a video that I've been wanting to make for 5 years. And you might be saying, well, we've only known about the Devel 16 after I think a couple of weeks ago, so why have you been wanting to make this video for 5 years? And that's because ever since Asphalt 9 was released, I felt like there was still a lot of potential to have faster cars with better handling, to make it feel more like the classic Asphalt games like Asphalt 5, 6, and 7, where your cars go so fast, they are so uncontrollable, and it makes the game feel incredible. Now, this is that car, and it kind of breaks the meta of Asphalt 9 in my opinion because of how fast it goes. Now, you're probably watching the gameplay and saying, dude, you suck. This car should be so much faster than it is, and you're right, I wish I had a lot more time playing with this car because I feel like I've only tapped the amount of potential that this car has. So this video is not the best representation of the gameplay that is capable with the Devel 16, but just looking at the stats alone, you can tell that this car definitely breaks some of the tracks in this game, and it is so fun to drive. So let's take a look at those stats, and really the only two that matter are the top speed and acceleration, and for a couple of different reasons. Obviously the top speed matters because this is about 350 miles an hour with nitro. Let me repeat that, 350 miles an hour. That is still, I think, like 20 or 30 miles an hour quicker than the Venom F5 with nitro. I could be a bit wrong on that. It's been a really long time since I've driven the F5, but nonetheless, that is still way faster than like 99% of all the cars in Asphalt 9. So in any top speed oriented track, you are going to blow away any other car. Now, taking a look at the acceleration is a bit weird because while 81 on paper is actually pretty darn good, what you'll notice is that there seems to be an issue with the acceleration in the air. So a lot of the times you actually don't reach your top speed, especially on tracks that have a lot of airtime. What I've noticed is that every time you land after a jump, you take a hit on your top speed, and getting back up to that top speed takes a really long time, and in the air it just doesn't feel like I'm getting actually 81 acceleration. So I'm not sure what is up with that, and that's why the acceleration of this car is important, because I don't understand how it's working with this car. Now again, you can get up to that top speed. You'll see it every once in a while throughout this video, and when you do, it is incredible. But what's really nice is that the handling is on par with the top speed. So going around corners is also what makes this car super fun. It is way quicker around corners than even the Venom F5 from my previous experience. And it is so fun to dart around those sharp corners where a lot of the other cars feel like boats now compared to the Devel 16. So there's no point in me arguing with myself for a recommendation on this car, like, oh, what are the downsides, what are the upsides? No, none of that. If you can get this car, you should get this car. This pretty much breaks the game, especially if you're playing in Ghost Slipstream. You're going to destroy every other car in multiplayer. And what I love most about this car is it makes the game fun. And that's not to say that other cars like the Jesko and the Chimera and those high-end top S-Class cars don't make Asphalt 9 fun to play, but this brings Asphalt 9, at least for me, back to the good old days of Asphalt 7, where you're always going over 300 miles an hour. The cars can dart around corners like they weigh nothing, and it just gives you an incredible sense of speed. This car finally brings that type of experience to Asphalt 9. Again, the Jesko, the Tuatara, they've given me glimpses of that experience, but the Devel 16 really brings it home, and it makes me enjoy this game so much more, even though you'll see in this video I'm crashing into walls a lot, and the top speed is very hard to reach sometimes because of that weird issue with the acceleration. When the moments hit and you're going over 350 or you're darting around a corner at 250 miles an hour, that's when this car is at its peak. It is so incredibly fun to drive, and if you can get it, I absolutely would recommend that you do so. Now, unfortunately for me, it doesn't seem like I'm going to be able to get this car in the near future. It almost seemed like I could because I had a lot of the cars required for the Drive Syndicate already at 2 or 3 stars, like the Reventon, but because I have to go through the Zagato and I have to go through the Venom F5 after that, if I even make it to the Zagato, I don't see any possibility that I'm going to be able to even unlock this car at all, which is a shame. But it does seem like for most people as well, they're going to have a tough time getting this car. So don't expect a bunch of Devel 16s to appear after the Drive Syndicate. I still feel like this car is going to be incredibly rare. So I'm not too worried about the meta of the game just shattering into oblivion because of this car. But with that being said, I'm really wondering if Gameloft are going to start adding cars like this in the near future because of the Devel 16 being added already. Now, we haven't really seen that with the case of the XJR15. If you know anything about that car in A-Class, if you're playing Ghost Slipstream and you come up against that car, you're just gonna lose. That's just a fact. So I don't know how it's gonna work out with this car, but hopefully they'll add more cars that feel like the Devel 16, at least in terms of handling, because that would be very fun. And hopefully we get to see way more insanely high top speed cars in Asphalt 9, and hopefully they'll make these cars somewhat accessible in the near future, because in my opinion, all of the new players who have only experienced Asphalt 9 are missing out on the amazing experience that was going over 300 miles an hour in games like Asphalt 7, where the cars were just uncontrollable, but you could get around corners really quickly and you're always at your top speed going over huge jumps. That's what the Devel 16 provides. So I had a lot of fun playing with this car. Again, if you can get it, I absolutely would recommend that you do so. I mean, you already knew that before watching this video. So I'm really glad that they added this car to Asphalt 9. It's made the game very fun. Hopefully in the near future, I'm going to be able to drive it again, and maybe I will even be able to unlock it. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on the Devel 16 in the comment section down below. I'm especially curious to hear your thoughts on whether or not you think this breaks the meta of the game. Like, do you expect people to be very upset about this car's existence, or are you just happy that something like this is in the game finally? Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later.